Hey everyone, this is Rochelle from Multiple Passive Streams of Income. If you follow my channel, you are used to my weekly videos where I give you updates about my Hashflare Bitcoin mining account and recently my monthly purchases of altcoins. In this video, I want to deviate from the norm and talk about cryptocurrency and how you may choose to add it to your retirement planning. Now, before all you millennials cut my video off, you're never too young to start planning for retirement. So due to the fact that everyone will have different levels of cryptocurrency knowledge, I want to start with some basic terms to create a foundation for the direction of this video. By now, most people at the bare minimum have heard of Bitcoin. At the bare minimum, most people know it's a payment method of some sort. Many people may have also heard about the shadiness of Bitcoin, used by criminals, wallets being hacked, Bitcoins being lost, very slow payment method, or you just may not get it at all and you're like, listen, I can't buy a cup of coffee with this, I can't go to the bank to get it, I can't hold it in my hand, I can't put it in my pocket. Okay, so you may be in this realm of knowledge of Bitcoin. For those who know the Bitcoin that I just described, just give me a few minutes to give you some food for thought. I want to give you real life examples of comparison and not technical mumbo jumbo that even after I say it all, it still doesn't even make any sense. Every technological breakthrough starts with an imperfect leader. The first computer was the size of a house, and it only computed mathematical equations that could be now computed on a calculator. The computer was too large, too expensive, too slow, and it was as imperfect as any idea at that time. But a few knew that that imperfect computer would eventually become smaller, faster, smarter, and more efficient. Hence, most everyone in the world has a computer or a smartphone. So what does this have to do with Bitcoin? Well, Bitcoin is that imperfect leader. Most people know it as a payment method, but many are unaware of the blockchain technology behind Bitcoin. Bitcoin is that house-size computer. The innovations that are being developed from that imperfect leader will change the world, and people who see that now can be part of the wealth shift that will occur with it. Let's take another real life example. Do you remember music peer-to-peer apps such as NAPSTER and LIMEWIRE? Remember how record companies were taking people to court for sharing copyrighted material, and Napster and LimeWire were shut down, and then more peer-to-peer apps would develop? Now let's fast forward to today. Music companies knew they could not stop this technology, so they harnessed it and they created apps that could make money for them, such as Tidal, Pandora, iTunes, for instance. Now, what does this have to do with Bitcoin, you ask? In the same way governments have tried to ignore cryptocurrency, they know it can't be ignored. So they will now try to harness it. You already see this in action with Bitcoin futures, policies against ICOs, those are initial coin offerings, rumors of regulation and taxation. Now let's look at a time in history before there were computers and Wi-Fi. Yes, millennials, there was such a time. History repeats itself. Just the way no one could have imagined a big computer the size of a house, and even if it was described to you at that time, not many could have imagined all the purposes it would serve in our lives today. So just imagine in 5 to 10 years from now. When I try to educate people around me, family, friends, co-workers, and I start talking my crypto craziness talk, I call it craziness because I think people think I'm crazy and fanatical with all this talk. Then they see my cryptocurrency t-shirts I sell, and they make little, wisecracks about cryptocurrency, and they kind of dismiss it. And I understand when you don't understand something, it's hard to see it. But if a person is breaking it down in real life explanations, wouldn't you think a person would have an aha moment where it would be at least a little intriguing, and maybe the person may think, well, let me do some research. Let me look into this and try to educate myself. So now that you know that Bitcoin is that imperfect leader, and you also know that history repeats itself, and you still don't understand this thing called blockchain. So how can I move past not knowing what blockchain is? Well, knowing what you do know now about Microsoft and Apple should be enough for you to want to know about blockchain. The point is not to know technically how blockchain works, but to know that blockchain is the next internet, just for lack of a better word. Most of us couldn't explain technically how the internet exactly works, but we do know it works. We utilize it, and we know the power of its use. It's exactly the same for blockchain. You don't have to know how it works. All you have to know is that it is the next technology that's going to change the world. Don't be confused by the word coin. Yes, Bitcoin is a payment method, but Bitcoin is also built with blockchain and all the other coins like Litecoin, Ethereum. There's thousands of them. They're all built with blockchain. Blockchain will get faster and faster, and more innovations will be created utilizing it. So how can a person utilize cryptocurrency for a possible source of retirement? Well, many crypto projects are 2 or more years away from reaching the potential they're working towards. There's a coin for every industry, and it seems where they hope to solve a problem in that industry somehow with blockchain. Let's again look at a real life example. Ripple XRP is already in alliance with many banks and payment companies with their blockchain solution to foreign currency transactions. Their coin and utility will allow instantaneous payments. No more delays if a person in one country wants to send money to another country of a different currency. These transactions now take about 5 days to occur. Their blockchain also has speeds faster than Visa and MasterCard, and it's cheaper for the institutions that utilize Ripple. So here's a real life example of the power of blockchain in action. So when I'm talking to my brother Mark, he'll say, sis, yeah, okay, you preach about crypto and you say like it's the .com time in history, and he agrees, but his cynicism always comes in, and he'll say something like, even though I know this is true, how do I know which coin is going to be the next Microsoft and Apple when there's so many coins? Now listen, there's no exact answer to really know which coin is going to be the next Microsoft or Apple. But what I do know is that one of these top coins is probably going to be the next Microsoft and Apple, and the exponential potential on an investment now is worth buying affordable amounts of the top coins. Also, even if the next Microsoft or Apple isn't in this batch of coins, I believe there's probably the next Amazon, Airbnb, Uber. This is what I'm talking about. Recognizing the opportunity and seizing it. This is not me telling you how to invest, because I'm just a 53-year-old woman hoping to have enough money to live comfortably in retirement. I don't plan to divert any of the money I currently save towards my deferred comp and Roth IRAs, but I can afford to take small amounts of money on a monthly basis and invest them in the top coins, hoping that when blockchain explodes and coins begin to live up to their promise, the financial reward will be an additional boost to my retirement portfolio. Hopefully, if nothing else, this video gets you to investigate cryptocurrency. Take the time to listen to crypto YouTube videos or podcasts and learn about blockchain and all its potential. There's always time to learn. Listen while you're traveling to work. Listen when you exercise. Listen when you sit on the toilet. There's no excuses not to be able to listen. The last real example I want to illustrate is the next obstacle a beginner will face. To buy altcoins, these are all the coins that are not the major coins like Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, Bitcoin Cash. You will need to learn how to first buy one of the main coins in Coinbase, and then you will take that purchase of that coin, send it to an exchange like Binance, and purchase the altcoin of your choice. Now, let's look at a Fire Stick. A Fire Stick can be loaded with a media player called Kodi, which allows people to get TV shows and movies for free, which would allow them to eliminate maybe some cable costs or maybe the cost of some movie tickets. The Fire Stick is a bit unconventional to use, so people who don't want to deal with the inconvenience or they don't feel the money saved is worth the inconvenience will continue to pay for cable or spend money on movie tickets just to not be inconvenienced or to learn how to navigate the Fire Stick. It's the same with crypto. People who won't take the time to learn how to buy an altcoin or feel it's too inconvenient will allow this barrier to stop their progress with cryptocurrency. All I can say is don't be that person. Don't be what I call a powerballer. A powerballer is a person whose only plan to get rich is to hit lotto. Everyone wants more money, but many people won't spend the time to educate themselves or put anything into action. Do yourself a favor and at least educate yourself about cryptocurrency. Now that you know about blockchain and the unlimited potential of its utility, you also know most coins are years away from delivering on its utility. And you also know that history repeats itself. Do not overlook this opportunity. The time is perfect. We are in a bear market, so prices are low right now. Grab some coins, hodl them, because a few of these coins are going to grow 10x and more. And how much better would that make your retirement money look? If you don't have a Coinbase account or a Binance account, I have links in the description below. And if you have a friend who you think can benefit from this info, please share my video. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. And hit the notification bell to be notified when I drop new videos. As always, thanks for listening. Take care of yourself as well as others. Take care.